Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Do you ever feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster? Like one day you'll feel motivated and ready to tackle anything, but then the next day you just want to curl up in a ball and go to sleep and be in bed all day? Well, I completely understand how that feels. So here I'm going to talk about, how I go through my ups and downs and what works for me, and a little bit about my journey along the way and the strategies I use. And hopefully maybe they'll help work for you or help you as well. So stay tuned and we'll dive in. I'm Emily, and my schedule is constantly busy or very packed. So, like, I work full time as an electrical engineer, software developer. So I do that during the evening from like noon to 9:30 p.m. normally on the weekdays. And then in the time like on the weekends or in the mornings, I work on my singing career. So, and which I want to use as a platform to inspire others to also go for their dreams, but also, help with mental health and physical health. Because I think that everything is a full package. Like, it's how you feel determines like how your day goes, honestly, in my opinion. And I've had my own dealings with that, so I hope I can help. For me, I go through a lot of ups and downs. So from like day to day, month to month, it just depends on the day, the week, just, yeah, it's just basically that. We all go through ups and downs, so just remember that. So like some days I'll feel like I have a lot of inspiration and motivation. And then other days I just want to stay in bed or just curl up on the couch, watch TV. Like I just want to ignore the world. I want people to leave me alone. I just want to be by myself. And so that's, one dealing for me for ups and downs. And then the other one is like me feeling burnt out, worn out, like depressed, tired because of like the restrictions I put on myself. So meaning like the high self expectations I have for myself. Like I want to get somewhere with my goals, and I don't want to stop. But then in the process, I have to remember not to, you know, hurt myself mentally and physically, because normally when I burn out, it's when I get really sick. So I basically create my own stress because I put a lot of, I criticize and judge myself, and I'm like, oh, I should be farther than where I am. And then I just, also struggling with, balancing my personal schedule. So it's like my work, my singing, my workout, my relationship with my husband, even relationship with friends, figuring out what events to go to. It's just balancing everything out. So it's not an easy task. So number one for me is identifying the problems. So for me, normally when I find that I have those feelings, I find out that I'm either spreading myself too thin and taking on too many things or going to too many events, or mostly it's just a lack of pre-planning and goal setting. So, and both of these cause me to feel anxious, overwhelmed, depleted, depressed, or just down. And sometimes, like, I don't even notice it in the moment. But for me, I just know that having a plan and tracking is super, super important for me. So for me, it's like if I don't have a goal or I don't have a plan, I feel like I'm just floating around in space, and I'm not getting anywhere, which makes me more upset and frustrated, because then I'm really hard on myself, and I think, well, why am I not farther along, or why am I still repeating this pattern, or why am I not getting farther along where I want to be, or what I think I expect I should be, when in fact, like, I just need to take one day at a time. So it's like when I'm in that defeated place, it's very tough for me to move forward. It's hard for me to take action. I don't feel motivated. My energy is low. So it's like I find that and I feel burnt out. So when I am in that place, I feel like I need to take a step back and look at what am I not doing to help myself move along, because a lot of times I get stuck in my head and I get overwhelmed, and then I can't do anything because I'm so overwhelmed that all the tasks just seem too big, and then I find myself doing everything else besides what I think I should be doing, or towards my moving my career along, basically, is what I meant. Also, what I find is when I don't have a goal set and I'm not tracking my goals, then I find that when somebody like invites me to an event and I'm like, oh, well, shoot, I think I should be doing that. If I don't have my plan scheduled and I don't have everything on my calendar, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be working towards, then I get stuck in, saying yes to things. And then when I go to those events and they're not progressing me forward, I get upset at myself. I make myself, I put shame on myself, and I create guilt for myself. And then I'm more upset that I even went to the event. So then it's like, if I already have a goal and a plan, then I'm less likely to say yes to things or events that do not serve me or do not move my career forward. And yes, of course, like I can go to some events just for fun, that could be something, but it's my choice, and it's, I put that in my plan. So, because can't all work. So, or we will also burn out. So it's good to have some fun in there as well. Tracking just allows you to be very clear with, your goals, what milestones you want to hit and by when. And it just allows you to be very clear, concise, and specific. And therefore, you have less likely to deviate from that. You can choose to deviate if you want. But it just allows me to have a schedule. So for me, I'm very good with scheduling normally, and I do very well with that, because then I know each day what I want to do, what I need to do. I plan everything. It's probably really strict, but I find that it works for me, and you just end up having to find out what works for you. So some strategies for balance. So obviously goal setting and tracking. So basically writing down the goals you want to accomplish with a date attached to it. So like a date you want to accomplish it by. So if you want to lose weight, lose weight by, I don't know, 12 weeks from now. Therefore, you can track you can say, I want to lose, 8 pounds in 12 weeks or something like that, or 5 pounds in 12 weeks. And then you figure out how many pounds you have to lose in order to hit that goal, and therefore per week. And so then you know how much, you need to work towards. If you don't have that goal and you're just like, oh, I just want to lose weight, then you don't have a specific goal, and you may or may not hit that goal. So it's better just to have at least a specific goal and a milestone with a date. So that's the date. Goal setting and tracking are parts of strategies for keeping balance in your life. So what I mean by this is you write down your goal that you want to accomplish, and then write the date that you want to accomplish it by. But don't overthink it too much, but be realistic with your goals, and be kind to yourself, and make it a challenge, but don't make it so hard to accomplish that you get upset at yourself if you don't hit it. So just remember, throughout as you go, you can always adjust it, because you'll learn what works for you or what doesn't work for you. Like if you can only work out, I don't know, 2 times a week, or only 10 minutes a day, it's going to take a lot longer for you to lose weight. So just remember that, but definitely make it a challenge. Push yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone, and be kind to yourself in the process of doing this, and allow yourself to, you know, allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to, get used to a habit of, like exercising on the regular, or eating better, or meal planning, or, something along the lines of health. So it's like everything takes time, and you have to get used to like a consistency for your body to, adjust. And your mental state, it's not good if you beat yourself up because you didn't work out that day. It's better that you realize that, and then the next day be like, okay, what could I have done better? Like, do you need to set alarms the night before so that you can get up early in the morning, or do you need to shift your schedule around so you work out at night? It just depends. So it's like whatever works for you. Remember that it's up to you how you do it. And don't go off of how everybody else says you should do it. Just remember that you're in control, and that it's up to you to decide what works for you and what doesn't. And so then another thing for me, for example, so for me, when I do music release, I have to put a plan together. So when I'm done with a song, and I know I want to release it soon, I have to make sure before I do anything, I have to have a mastered copy of my song, and I have to have the cover art. So there's these music distribution companies, and I use one of them, and they say to, put your song in 4 weeks prior to your release date. So to do that, obviously I have to have the mastered copy, and I have to have the cover art. But I also, need to be able to answer the questions in there, like what my genre is. I have to, pay a little bit of money to allow them to distribute my song to all the streaming platforms. So it's like a little bit of pre-planning before. And then once I put that into the distribution company, then after that, then I realized that I need to make some content, for the upcoming release. So that's like, singing my new song, or doing teasers, BTS from the recording, writing, what else? Just like going out in public and doing the song in public, singing around, or going to like open mics where I can record me singing it live. There's so many things that you could do for the release, but it's just knowing like what works for you to create the content. So then, after I create the content, then I got to schedule out, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, whatever platform. And then I got to see from there, I got to say like, the day before the release, the week before the release, click my pre-save. There's all these things I got to do leading up to. So, but my point is like, my milestone is that 4 or 5 weeks after I put the song in the distribution company. And then I just got to work backwards and see what I need to get done leading up to that date, and even after. So that's my point, is just, I need to track. If you track things, you're more likely to be successful or not let the ball drop. And so, yeah, you guys got this. Next is like how you implement pre-planning. So it's like when you create your goal, then, you break down your big goal into like tinier chunks so that you're able to accomplish them. So then you put them on a calendar, and you're like, I want to accomplish this by this date, and then work backwards. So it's like it's scheduling tasks, or blocking out time, and setting deadlines, even for the small tasks that lead up to the big dreams. For me, like my biggest dream is to be on huge stages and sing, or even with DJs and sing live on massive stages like festivals. And so in order to get there, I gotta, create content on the regular. I gotta, create songs, create all artistry stuff. I gotta do content not just for singing, but also for talking and for what I'm up to and creating an audience. And it's a lot to lead up to it. But you got to start somewhere and have baby steps. And so then, you just also got to remind yourself to stay flexible and just adjust your plan along the way. I don't know. There's so many times I've deviated from my plan that, I'm still like, why am I still in this position like a year later? But, I guess I wasn't ready at that time. So now I know, now I'm aware of it. And so now I can take action to move forward. So it's just time. And it's just giving yourself grace, staying motivated. So I do not like saying this term, staying motivated, because, a lot of times you're not going to feel like you want to do whatever action it is towards your goals, because there's going to be days you get up and you're like, I really don't want to do this. So for me, I like the term like being committed. So staying committed is because you're committing to yourself and your goals, no matter how you feel, what's going on, and, just take each day at a time. So if you're feeling less motivated, then do something smaller. Or if you committed to doing, let's say, like 3 videos a week, batch your content on days that you feel inspired. So it's just realizing that we are not going to feel the same every day, and we're not going to always feel motivated. So just stay committed to your goals, and then you'll slowly move towards your goal. And so, and also when you stay committed, you're also being accountable to yourself, and you're also being in integrity with yourself, and it'll get you closer to your goals, but it also will give you the confidence and like the confidence to keep going, because you realize that it's up to you. No one is coming to help you. No one is coming to save you. You are it. So do not rely on anyone else to do something for you, I guess, unless you are paying somebody to do something in specific. But even then, it's like you're still accountable. You're still responsible. So just remember that it's a good feeling when you accomplish something and you did it because you committed to it. So just keep at it. Remember to celebrate every small victory or progress along the way of your goals, even if it's something small. So like, I don't know, if you're wanting to work out every morning and you do. So, congratulate yourself just for getting out of bed and going to go work out. That is a victory, no matter how big or how small. And like in the days you don't make yourself wrong, and realize that we're human, and there's times that happens. I know that it happens to me, and I've learned to not beat myself up over it, because it doesn't do anything. It just makes me upset, depressed, and mad and angry at myself, and I feel guilty because I'm like, I should have done this. If you put shoulds in your life, then you're going back in the past. So it's better just to, realize that happened, and go and ask yourself, what can I do from now on? Or what can I do tomorrow that will make it better? So, or to accomplish that, getting up to go work out. So it's like, and you can do this with any task that you want to do, not need to do, because then you feel like you have to. So then, just don't beat yourself up, and just take each day at a time. It's baby steps, and you eventually will get to your goal. Maybe you'll be pushed out, but that's okay. It's better that you keep going instead of giving up. Let's put it that way. You're made to do big things, so remember that. Next, surround yourself with positive influences. So find communities or people who will uplift and empower you with your goals. And keep searching until you find them. Do not give up. Just keep looking for them, or find somebody that you trust and who can either be a mentor to you or keep you accountable, like a buddy. So if you both are trying to work out, try to keep each other accountable and help each other along. It's better to do it with a community or someone else than trying to do it on your own, because it's super easy for you to get in your head and you want to give up. I know that definitely has been my case. And when I'm around uplifting people, they help me keep going. And so the more I'm around uplifting people or people who are doing a lot more than I am, I realize that like I can keep going as well. So it's just it helps boost your confidence and you have the courage to keep going. And then also, maintain a balanced routine that works for you. So around work, your dreams, self-care, pretty much every day I get up and go work out for like 30 minutes to an hour and do some sort of either breath work, somatic exercise, or meditation from like 10 to 30 minutes. And then I either go to work or I'm pre-planning for the week, or I'm working on my singing, or doing appointments. It's like, so I'm learning to find what works for me. And then like days that I need to take care of my self-care, I make sure I get extra sleep. I make sure I make time for, a meditation, or even if it's only 10 minutes, just something that's different for your day. Because if you're in a stressful state, it's going to be tough to take action on anything you want to improve on in your life. So just remember that self-care is very important, and try to keep a schedule that's routine for you and only do what works for you. Just remember that. And oh yeah, and then even for me, what I find works for me is if I have something in the calendar, it's good. The best thing for me is to look at it the night before and schedule all my alarms for the next day so I am prepared and ready to go. So I don't miss phone calls or meetings or appointments or even getting up to work out. And let's say I'm extremely exhausted, then, I have to choose to sleep in a little bit longer and not work out. And, I tried my best to do like a, 10-minute meditation just to, back that up if I can't. So it's just what works for you. And, you can do this. You just figure out what works for you. If you want to accomplish your goals and feel better mentally, physically, financially, take the time to pre-plan and track your goals. You can do this. Don't ever give up. Keep moving forward and be open to trying new things, to find what works for you. Thank you for watching, and I would love to hear from your own experience and your strategies of what works for you in the comments below. And thank you all for listening, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you.